Hi, everybody. Hi, Sean and Ryan and Owen and Luca and Liv and Emma. I have some clay today that I thought would be fun for me to show you. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with some clay and make a bowl. It's called a pinch pot and coil. So we're going to do two ways, and this is an easy way to do a pinch pot. So you start, this is a big bowl, and what I did was I started with a piece of clay about this big, and you can do this with Play-Doh, and then I just started to smush it like so, flatten it down, and I put it in that bowl after I flattened it a bit. But this one, I'm going to show you this one. So this is a smaller bowl that I'm going to use, and I put a little bit of oil with a paper towel so you can just rub it in so it doesn't stick. And what's going to happen is as it dries, and this, I don't know if this happens with Play-Doh or not, but with clay it gets smaller. So it'll pop out all by itself as it dries. So I'm just using my thumb to push it, smush it in there, and make it nice and thin so I can then build on it. And I'm going to build on it with some coils. They're called coils, and they look like snakes. So here we go. This is getting thinner. I think I can make it just a bit thinner so it comes up the sides, and I'm trying to push it up the sides pretty evenly so it's not going to be a lopsided bowl. It'll be a nice round bowl like this. I wonder if you like to play with Play-Doh or even with mud. Did you know that this is just like mud from outside, but it's a special kind that they dig out of certain areas, and it's comes, you can buy it at a store, at an art supply store usually. It comes in different colors, and what I do with it is I take it to a special place where they have something called a kiln, and the kiln gets hot, and it cooks it just like a stove or just like an oven, and then it comes out and it's much harder, and I'll show you a couple of examples of. So this is a tiny little example of how it's made with red clay that turns sort of brownish, and then it's put in that kiln, that fire, and it comes out hard, and then you can use it and you can pour things. This is one that I just built by hand. I pinched the bottom, and then I took what I'm going to show you, these coils, put them all together so it came together like that. Now this one isn't fired yet. It's still, if I drop it, it's just going to go and turn into a bunch of crumbs, pretty much. But if I put it in a kiln, it'll be a lot harder, and then you can use it to put water in it, flowers, and things like that. And even this is a bowl that was made on what's called a wheel, a potter's wheel, and that wheel, and then that clay was heated up in a kiln, and then it came out and it was hard, and then after it was heated up and plain, I dipped it in some stuff that looks like paint. It's called glaze, and I dipped it in there, and then when you put it in the oven again, it turns all these pretty colors. You see that? Okay, now I'm going to get the coils. Just a moment. I'm back again. Anyway, okay, so what I did was I rolled out some clay, and I made it like a snake. So it looks like this. Can you do that? I rolled it on flat table, and I made sure that it didn't matter if the table got dirty. And then I took this, so I just put it on top here. I took this coil and I took a sponge. I have a special sponge, but you can use any sponge, or you just your fingers, and a bowl of water, and I just wet it. I wet it a little bit. So now I'm going to press on it, and I'm making sure I kind of press it in like that, so I'm not just pressing it on top. And then as we pinch it, so this is called now, so we did like a pinch pot at the bottom, and now this is like called a coil. So we're making it, turning it into a coil pot. And what's nice is that we have this base, so it's not going to get too floppy and go all over the place and be hard to control. So now I've done this. I'm going to put it down so you can't see it, but I'm going to keep pinching it with my fingers. Keep pinching, 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 and bring it so, and make it a little skinnier, making sure that it's attached well to that other part. Okay, so now I have one more that I'm going to add on top, like this. So I don't want it to get too uneven either. I don't want one side to be too much taller than the other, but there's some ways we might be able to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to wet it again. I think I'll just use my fingers to wet it. Just put my finger in there and touch. So then I'm touching the top here. And then I have my little snake or coil, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to place it. So I just put it right on top there. I just laid it on. And now I'm going to start pinching again. So I'm going to pinch from here, making sure again that it pinches on the inside so it's not too thin in spots. It's even. You see that? Sort of put it inside rather than just on the outside. See how it's starting to get higher. It's turning into a bowl. Now I have a little extra, so I'm just going to pinch that part off like that. And now put them together. Make sure they're attached. So there you have sort of a beginning. And then I have a little tool here. It's a wooden tool, and I wet it, and I'm going to take it and use it to smooth out the inside and sort of bring it up. And you can use your fingers if you'd rather. I just wet them and I'm bringing it up like this. Just using my fingers. Kind of trying to get make sure that that line that's in there is disappearing. So I keep smoothing, pinching, pulling. Don't want it too thick, because if it's too thick, it'll be too heavy. So this way it won't be too thick. So you see how it's starting to grow? Okay, let me pause one more time. All right, so what I did is I used this thing, which is just for cooking. It's like a spatula. It looks like you bit it off. Anyway, but it worked, and I patted it. And when I patted it, it helped to get it to go higher and get thinner. And then it also helped to get rid of the the lines that were there from putting those coils in. I still have a bit of a ugh in here, but I might have to work on it some more. But I'm going to, so there it is, and it's going to dry. It's not exactly even, but I'll work on that too. And when it's dry, I'll show you what it looks like. So that's, it'll probably need to be smoothed a bit more. So that's it. Have fun. If you try it with Play-Doh or just with any old thing, even something called salt dough, there's recipes online for that. Obviously, I need to practice a lot more. They're women and men, I guess, but mostly women, Indians, who make these pots, and they make them beautiful. This is a bit amateurish, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I made a big fat mess. Okay, bye. Bye to Owen and Liv and Emma and Luca and Sean and Ryan. Bye.